Welcome to Valmiki Ramayana in English. Let's meet the creator behind it all, Dr. T.K. Bansal.
What's so amazing is that he's a blind scientist from the University of Oxford.
And he is on a pretty ambitious mission.
Basically, he's presenting this ancient story for a whole new generation.
He's taking the classic Valmiki Ramayana and turning it into modern English videos.
The whole point is just to make this incredible story accessible to literally everyone.
And you know what? This is actually where you can help out.
It's really simple to support the project. Just like the videos, share, and subscribe.
Seriously, every little bit of engagement helps this amazing vision reach more people.
Imagine you've just pulled off the impossible. You've helped your ally win a brutal civil war, the usurper is dead, the kingdom is secured, and, the adrenaline is still pumping. The natural next step in any story, or even in real life, is the after party.
Right.
You walk into the Capitol, confetti falls, you drink the wine, everyone tells you how great you are.
Right, that's your classic mission accomplished moment. The hero gets the parade.
But what if, instead of the parade, you have to turn around at the city gates, walk into a tiger-infested forest, find a damp cave, and just sit there?
Yeah, months.
For months. It is such a jarring split screen.
It really is. On one side, you have the height of royal indulgence, the coronation, the luxury, and on the other, you have absolute austerity, isolation, and eventually the relentless monsoon rain.
That is exactly the scenario we are unpacking today. We're doing a deep dive into Sargas 26 and 27 of the Kishkindha Kaand from the Valmiki Ramayana. And while there's a lot of pageantry, I think the real mission here is to understand the psychology of the pause.
Yes. What happens to a leader when the fighting stops and they're just forced to wait?
It's a study in two very different types of discipline.
It is. We're going to see how Rama navigates the politics of coronation he actually refuses to attend. And then we have to talk about the Chaturmasya, the 4-month rainy season, which really serves as a crucible for his mental state.
So let's set the scene for you. We're outside the gates of Kishkindha. Sugriva, the Monkey King, has just regained his throne thanks to Rama. The dust has settled, and immediately we get this interaction with Hanuman.
Right, and you should pay attention to how the source material describes Hanuman here. It says his face is shining like the morning sun Aruna Prabha. He's not just happy, he is radiating the glow of victory.
He's reading the room. He knows that even though Sugriva is king, Rama is the kingmaker.
Exactly. So Hanuman invites Rama to enter the city. He calls Kishkindha a beautiful cave. And just a reminder for you listening, in this context, that doesn't mean a hole in the ground.
Right.
This is a subterranean metropolis, a palace city inside the mountains.
He wants to give Rama the victory lap. Come inside, let Sugriva worship you with garlands and gems. It's basically a thank you party.
But Rama just shuts it down.
And this is the first big wait what moment for me. To a modern ear, refusing a thank you dinner seems, rude. Or at least socially awkward.
No thanks, I'll wait in the woods. Yeah.
Why does he do this?
Well, it's not rudeness. It's more like technical precision. Rama is strictly bound by the vows of his exile. Remember, the terms his father set were really specific.
Okay, for 14 years he has to live in the forest.
But it's more than that. He cannot enter a village or a town.
Oh, so it's not just about where he lives, but where he can't go.
Correct. For Rama, such a truth, it isn't about, the general intent. It's about the letter of the law. If he steps foot in Kishkindha to celebrate, even for an hour, he breaks the vow. His exile is void.
Wow.
So he refuses. But, and this is the key insight, he doesn't just check out. He exerts influence from right there at the gate.
He starts giving orders.
He tells Sugriva to go ahead with the coronation, but he gives a very specific directive. He tells him to appoint Angada as the Yuvaraja.
The crown prince. Okay, let's pause and look at the org chart here. Angada is the son of Vali. Vali is the guy Rama just shot. The guy who kicked Sugriva out in the first place.
Yes.
Isn't that incredibly dangerous?
Yeah.
You're telling the new king to put the son of his dead enemy in the number 2 spot.
It seems risky, but it's brilliant statecraft. It's realpolitik. By installing Angada, Rama is ensuring the transition is stable.
How so?
Well, if you exclude Vali's son entirely, you create a martyr. You create a rallying point for the old regime's loyalists.
You risk another civil war.
Precisely. But if you make him the crown prince, you turn a potential rival into a stakeholder. Rama explicitly highlights Angada's bravery and noble nature. He's signaling to everyone, the lineage is preserved. We are not erasing the past, we are integrating it.
So he manages the politics from the forest edge, just to make sure the kingdom doesn't implode the second he leaves.
Exactly. And then the camera, so to speak, pans into the city, and we get the coronation itself.
And Valmiki just goes into, like, high definition here. The sensory details in Sarga 26 are kind of overwhelming.
They really are.
I was struck by the color palette. Did you notice how monochromatic it is?
Yes. It's overwhelmingly white.
The text lists a white umbrella with gold ribs, white yaktail whisks, white flowers.
White clothes, white sandal paste. Yeah. In this cultural context, white is the color of purity, of sovereignty, auspiciousness. It represents a fresh start.
Washing away the stain of the conflict.
Right. But the list of items is also about abundance. They gathered all types of seeds and herbs, flowering shoots from milk-yielding trees, honey, ghee, yogurt.
And tiger skins. And precious footwear.
It's this mix of the raw and the refined, you know? You have the products of the deep forest right alongside the gold and gems of a wealthy kingdom.
The ritual that really stood out to me, though, was the water ceremony. I mean, we expect holy water in a coronation, the Abhisheka, but the delivery method was unique.
It's a fascinating detail, isn't it? They collected water from the oceans and sacred rivers, which is standard, but the text says they poured it over Sugriva from two very specific types of vessels, golden pitchers and...
Bull's horns.
Bull's horns, yeah. Think about that juxtaposition.
Okay.
The golden pitchers represent the wealth, the civilization, the sort of city aspect of Kishkindha, but the bull's horns connect the ceremony to something ancient, primal, tribal.
It bridges the gap.
It bridges the gap between the Vanara's nature as forest dwellers and their new status as a kingdom.
And who is doing the pouring? It's not just priests.
No, it's a who's who of the Vanara leadership. Gaja, Gavaksha, Gavaya, Sharaba, Ganhamadana, Mainda, Dvivida, Hanuman, Jambavan.
That's the entire cabinet.
It's a public demonstration of unity. By having all the chieftains physically pour the water, they are literally pouring their support onto him. The text actually compares this to the coronation of Indra by the Vasis.
So it elevates a tribal power transfer to a cosmic scale.
That's a great way to put it. And the result is total restoration. Sugriva is crowned. Angada is embraced as the crown prince. The Vanaras are cheering, Sadhu, Sadhu. Good, good.
And critically, Sugriva informs Rama that the deed is done. He has regained his kingdom and his wife Ruma.
Right. The personal objective is met. For Sugriva, the circle is closed. He's back in the palace, surrounded by luxury, and the text says, 16 joyous maidens, he is safe.
Which brings us to the hardest cut in this entire story.
Yeah.
Because while Sugriva is, popping champagne, or the ancient equivalent, honey wine, we cut to Sarga 27, and Rama and Lakshmana have to find a place to live.
The contrast is brutal. While Sugriva settles into the cushions of the palace, Rama and Lakshmana move to the Prasravana mountain.
Yeah.
And this is not a manicured garden retreat.
No, the source describes it as wild. Tigers, deer, roaring lions, covered in thickets and creepers.
It's untamed nature, and Rama selects a spacious cave on the peak. What's interesting is that Valmiki gives us the architectural specs of this cave. It's almost like a real estate listing.
I saw that. It says the cave is low on the northeast side and high on the southwest. Why does a listener need to know the slope of the floor?
It's not just a floor plan, it's a survival strategy. We are entering the monsoon season. So if the southwest side is high, it blocks the prevailing wind and rain coming from that direction. If the northeast is low, it allows the morning light in and keeps the cave drained.
So even in his grief, in this wild place, Rama is thinking logically. He's choosing a spot that is actually habitable for the long haul.
He is. He also points out the sort of front porch, a flat rock at the entrance, described as being as black as a pile of collyrium or ice salve.
The visuals on this mountain are so stark. You have this black rock, and the text says the north peak looks like a heap of black coal, like rain clouds. But the south peak is white, like Mount Kailash.
It almost mirrors his internal state, doesn't it? He's living in a landscape of dualities. Darkness and light, hope and despair, the storm clouds versus the mountain peak.
And flowing right nearby is the river Tungabhadra. The description of the river is surprisingly lush. The water is mud-free, and it lists all of these specific trees lining the banks. Sandalwood, tilaka, sal, tamala.
And Valmiki uses a very specific simile here. He compares the river, adorned with these blossoming trees, to a woman dressed in jewelry and garments.
Which sounds lovely, like a nice view.
But for a man separated from his wife who doesn't know if she's dead or alive, It's torture.
Oh, right?
The landscape is teeming with feminine beauty and life. It's mocking his isolation.
It's that classic world is beautiful, but I am broken feeling.
Exactly. And this leads us directly into what I call the agony of waiting. We're now in the rainy season, Chaturmasya. It has officially begun.
And for you, the listener, we need to pause on why this matters. In the modern world, rain means you grab an umbrella or cancel a picnic. But in ancient warfare, what does the monsoon mean?
It means a total military blockade. The rivers swell, they become uncrossable, the ground turns to mud so chariots and horses can't move. But most importantly, the humidity destroys archery equipment.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, bowstrings dampen and snap, the wood warps.
So you literally cannot fight a war, even if you wanted to.
It is physically impossible. Rama tells Sugriva explicitly, "Go, enjoy your kingdom. We will strive to kill Ravana when the month of Kartika arrives." That's autumn. That means for 4 months, Rama is stuck.
Talk about a forced pause. You have the momentum, you have the army, and then nature just says stop, and the source material says Rama is. He's not handling it well.
No, he's unraveling. This is one of the most human depictions of Rama we see. Despite the beauty of the mountain peacocks calling, the greenery, he finds no joy. He's suffering from insomnia. He's weeping.
The text mentions he sees the moon and it hurts him.
Yes. The moon is usually associated with romance and cooling, but for him it just highlights the absence of Sita. He is stuck in a cave with his grief, while just down the road his friend is having the time of his life.
This is where Lakshmana steps up. And I love this interaction because Lakshmana isn't just a yes man. He doesn't just say, there.
No, he doesn't. He sees his brother falling apart, and he delivers a serious intervention.
It's a pep talk, but it's a tough one.
It is. Lakshmana argues that grief is a resource drain. It destroys purpose. He reminds Rama of his true nature, that he is enthusiastic, astic meaning faithful or believing, and active.
He uses a metaphor here that I think is just the highlight of this section. He says he is reigniting Rama's dormant strength, just as, what was it?
Fire hidden in ashes is kindled by oblations.
Right. Fire hidden in ashes.
That's the key image. The fire hasn't gone out. It's just buried under the ash of sorrow and inactivity. Lakshmana is telling him to blow the ash away. He urges him to focus on udyoga, effort, industry.
He basically says, look, you have the power to overturn the earth and the oceans. Ravana is a minor obstacle compared to what you are actually capable of.
He's reframing the problem. He's telling Rama that grieving over the timeline won't change the timeline. Only preparation and maintaining his spirit will. He's saying, don't let the rain drown your fire.
And Rama listens.
Immediately. And this is a mark of his character. He doesn't get defensive. He praises Lakshmana's affection and his truthfulness. He agrees to cast off the sorrow and embrace his tejas, his fiery energy, his valor.
So he resolves to wait. But, and here's a hook for the future, he sets an expectation. He says he will wait for the clear waters of autumn and for something else.
For Sugriva's gratitude.
The text gets really specific here. Rama notes a key principle. A person who receives help but does not return the favor wounds the hearts of good people.
Wounds the hearts of good people. That is a very polite, very poetic way of saying betrayal.
Feels heavy.
It is. The expectation of reciprocity is the foundation of this entire alliance. Rama held up his end of the bargain. He killed Vali. He secured the throne. Now he expects Sugriva to mobilize the army the second the rain stops.
Lakshmana seems pretty confident, though. He assures Rama that Sugriva will fulfill his promise and advises Rama to just endure the 4 months.
Keep his anger in check and live on this lion-inhabited mountain. But notice the dynamic we're left with. You have the 2 brothers in the cave, disciplining themselves, counting the days, surrounded by predators and rain.
And you have the ally in the palace, surrounded by luxury.
And silence.
And silence.
Yes. The tension is built not on what is happening, but on what isn't happening. No messages, no check-ins, just the sound of the rain.
So, to wrap this up, we've witnessed a tale of 2 dwellings. You have the palace of Kishkindha, where the white umbrellas are twirling and the bull's horn water is flowing.
And then you have the cave of Prasravana, where the black rocks and the monsoon set a scene of just intense austerity.
And the key takeaway for me is the difficulty of inaction. We often think of the hero's journey as a series of battles or movements. But here, the hardest part isn't the fighting, it's the waiting.
Absolutely. Nature itself forces a pause, and the challenge is to maintain your purpose when you can't physically move forward.
It goes right back to that fire hidden in ashes. You have to keep the coals hot, even when you can't see the flames.
Precisely. That is the discipline.
So here's a provocative thought for you to chew on as we finish up. Rama is waiting patiently for the rain to stop, but he's also waiting to see if Sugriva remembers him without being reminded. In our own relationships and alliances, we often think silence during the good times is just a sign that everyone is happy and content.
But often, silence is the first symptom of complacency.
Exactly. Is silence a sign of peace, or is it a sign that someone has forgotten the debt they owe? That's the cliffhanger the rainy season leaves us with.
A very dangerous cliffhanger.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Ramayana. We'll be back next time to see what happens when the clouds finally break.
Jai Shri Ram.